Hello lovely people, my name is Paddy and I welcome you to Dem Farms. Over here we show how farms work. So we decided to go into aquaculture, specifically fish farming, and our previous video shows how we constructed our 20,000 capacity fish pond, and the link is up here. If you would like to know how we did it, you can easily find it on this channel. So this is how the finalized ponds look like, so natural, and this is the main reason why we opted for the earthen pond over the tarpaulin, because we would like to see how the fish grow in a very natural habitat. In some few days after we finished with the fish ponds, everything is ready and set to go. So today we are doing our first stocking with our first batch of 10,000 fingerlings. If you are interested in going into fish farming and you would like to learn about it, then you should know that there are some very key and vital information or things you need to know before you stock your fish ponds when the ponds are done. And one of them is the lime application, if it is necessary, because you may know that water has a pH level, and that is simply the acidity of the water, which could be harmful to fish growth. Fish grow well in a water with a pH level between 6.5 to 9.0. So if the pH level is lower than this, then the water is considered acidic. And in the same way, if it is more than this, then the pH level is too low and also not good for the growth of fish. Best practice here is to apply lime to the pond water to adjust the pH level to the rightful content that is necessary for the fish. So lime has additional benefits other than just adjusting the pH level of the pond water. It can react with organic matter within the soil and release nutrients that are relevant for the growth of aquatic plants, which serve as food and shelter for the fish. So the best practice is to wait for some time after you have applied your lime for about 3 to a week before you add the fingerlings to the pond, because you don't want to add them too early when the lime hasn't really dissolved well and ready for the fingerlings. At the time of the lime application, we had already placed the order for our fingerlings, so that right when our fish ponds are ready, the fingerlings would also be ready and we don't have to wait a long time before they come. About 3 to 4 days, our first batch of the 10,000 fingerlings arrived in these containers. And as I said, we are always learning on the job. So it was my first time knowing that that large number of fingerlings could survive in containers like this for a long period of time without dying. Mostly when we had to purchase them from one part of the country and transporting them for about 6 hours before they got to our farm. I was so surprised they were still alive and very active. They are here and they are ready to have their new home. And now how to integrate them from the containers into the pond is also very important, since they are moving from one environment to the other. If you don't have very strong breeds or fingerling types, then you may have to make sure that the temperature between the container in which they are being transported and the fish pond is the same, so that they may not have to move from a higher temperature to a lower temperature, or from a lower temperature to a higher temperature, which is also not good for them since they may not survive. And aside that, you may have to lower the container into the fish pond so that they are able to swim out themselves, and you don't have to throw them or toss them up from the transporting container into your fish pond, because if you do it that way, they are still babies, very minute organisms, so they may not survive. So yeah, the stocking is done and we have to just wait for the next day to see how they are doing. So yeah, the next day comes, and as first time fish farmers, let me put it that way, we are so eager to approach the pond to see how our new fingerlings are doing, whether they are still alive or not. And yes, we didn't feed them last night because we had just brought them. That is not good for them as well. So it's going to be our first time feeding them, and as you can see, they are much alive and very active. So I guess if they're all still alive for the next 6 to 7 months, this is going to be their new home, and we are going to be their new parents till they are ready for the market. That's it guys, our aquaculture journey seems to have started on a very good note, and we are so excited about that. At this point, we are asking you to kindly support us by liking this video if we've provided any material information for you, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and get our updates in our attempt to show how farms work. My name is Paddy and I'll see you in the next video.